We want to welcome you back to All Things Real Estate. Once again, your hosts, Gary Kelley and Brad Avergon.
Welcome back to All Things Real Estate. I'm Gary Kelley. I'm with Castanetti Realty Group, and I'm joined, as always, by the debonair Brad Avergon of Fairway Independent Mortgage. Still independent, Brad?
It's still independent, Gary.
Okay, good. So we were talking about how you can make your house feel welcoming in the dead of winter. We were talking about lighting. One other thing is temperature. You know, where do you keep your house, Brad?
I keep it at a very comfortable temperature, unless you're talking to my wife and daughter. No, I have a setback thermostat, so the house, but I keep it usually about 64 degrees for the most part. Some of the colder days, I may knock it up a little bit, but we also have a gas fireplace that we can kind of turn on in the morning or in the evening just to kind of take the chill off a little bit. How about you, Gary?
Well, I'm in Sue's old house, and this house does not keep heat no matter what. She's had mass save out and all that. There's not that much, short of ripping down siding off the house and re-siding and putting insulation in. The house is kept at 68, but I will tell you on my handy dandy thermostat, which seems to have run out of battery, it's probably 66 in here. And that's just part of the house. So we try to keep it at that's certainly below 70. I know some people go colder than that. And if they're living there, that's their business. We tell people to keep their house at above 60. And that's a combination of making it so that it's not miserable when you walk into the house, but also you don't want to have pipes freezing.
Right.
Pipes freezing are a bad thing in a house.
For sure. Yeah. I think that, it's really funny. There's a lot of intangibles, things that you don't necessarily notice when you walk into a home, but they give you a feeling. And I think temperature can be one of them. While as an owner and somebody who has to pay fuel bills in the wintertime, which are obviously very expensive if it's cold, the temptation is, let's keep the house at a lower temperature. Everybody can put on a sweatshirt or a sweater, and let's just keep it reasonable because we want to be economical about this and such. But when somebody's walking into your home to view it and to see if they want to live in that home, you don't want them to feel cold. You want them to feel warm and comfortable. So I think it's well worth the money if you're selling your house to run it a little bit warmer, maybe another 5 degrees warmer than you might if you were just not selling the property.
I can tell Cindy's not listening to you right now.
No, Cindy and Maddie will be the first people to turn the thermostat up when I'm around the corner, so it's no big deal. But no, I think it's important. You want to do things that make people feel comfortable, right? You wouldn't, if you walked into a house and it was cold, you would be like, I can't put my finger on it, but I'm just not that comfortable. There's a chill in the air.
One of the things that people talk about is making the house smell. And let's cook a roast, something like that. Yes, people like cooking roasts unless you don't eat meat.
Right.
There are those people, and they don't like that. So what I tell people is the only universally acceptable scent is that of clean. I happen to be a fan of Fabuloso lavender, and put a little bit of down each drain and kind of let that scent permeate the house. Sue would tell you that it makes her nauseous. That's the truth. But, most people appreciate that scent. Yet at the same time, if you go too far with scent, people will walk in and say, what are they trying to cover up?
Right.
I don't smell cat, but they've got so much scent out that they've got to be covering up something.
Yeah. And also, lavender is a to most people is a pleasant smell. I know Sue doesn't enjoy it, but it's a pleasant smell. I think clean is kind of a bit of an ambiguous term in the sense that if it smells like a doctor's office when you go in there, that's
Right.
a little too clean. That's like clinical clean. It's like, okay, that can be very, very strong and overwhelming. You want it to be to be comfortable. I know that like
Is Murphy's oil soap an acceptable scent to you, Brad?
I think it is.
Okay.
It is. It is. Murphy's oil soap is
You know,
good.
Murphy's oil soap is the everything cleaner that cleans everything cleaner. You didn't know that.
I did not know that. I did not.
I'm from Cleveland, and it was invented in Cleveland, and that was one of their taglines on early morning TV was the everything cleaner that cleans everything cleaner.
Well, you guys had Murphy's oil soap. We have Dunkin' Donuts. What can I tell you? Which
Exactly. Exactly.
So yeah, but I mean, I know sometimes it used to be that people would say, put a a poppin' fresh dough in the microwave oven or something like that, or just something that had a pleasant smell to it, or cinnamon stick in water or something. What do you think about those types of things?
I think that they're gimmicks. You know, it's can be pleasant. You know, I know that it's amazing. We distribute pies to our customers and that kind of thing. Apple and pumpkin. Apple was by far the largest seller, if you will. I put quotes around that. And there are people that will say, I can't do that. I can't. You're trying to kill me. I'm a diabetic. I can't have any of that. Well, okay, that's not what we're trying to do. But it goes down in the category of you can't please everyone.
Right.
So make an attempt. If your house has a scent and you won't notice the scent because you live there, you need to have a good friend that can say, yeah, there's that dog you used to have, its scent is still in the house.
Yeah.
And how do you deal with that? What do you do about it? That I think is really important.
Yeah. Do you recommend that people have a professional cleaning to their homes before they list them? Just because, as you said, they may be comfortable with the smell of food that they may have cooked in the past that kind of lingers in the air. They're very comfortable with it, or the cat or the dog, but other people are not.
So what we do is when we go into a house, in the final days before going live, we have a kind of a plan of what we do. We'll go in and we'll stage. Now you say, well, okay, what do you do with staging? We actually use 95% of the owner's stuff. We don't bring in stuff. We take what the owner has and we move it around. Oftentimes owners will do things because it's makes sense to them and the way they live, but it may not make sense to the general population. So we try to restore walkways and that kind of stuff so that people can get through the house and understand the layout of the house. Inevitably, when that's finished, we have unleashed the wrath of the dust bunny. They are everywhere. So we have a cleaner come through, clean the house, make it pristine. Then we have the photographer go through, often same day or one day apart, and do the photography. Then we go to putting it on MLS and all that. So it's really stage clean photos.
That's good. That's good. So it looks clean. It smells clean. It feels welcoming. That's what you want, right? That's
Right.
the best way to have a house feel when people walk in.
How's it feel when I go into your house?
Clean as a whistle. Come on. You know my wife.
I know your wife, and I know your house is clean. I mean, you're working from your house.
Yeah.
I look behind you, and I don't see any dirt on the floor.
Nope. Clean
No
as
paper stacked up.
Clean as a whistle.
So, Brad, what are you going to do for the holidays?
So you know what? I think this year we're gonna kind of lay low, see the kids like we always like to do. Maybe take in a movie. I don't know. We'll figure it all out. But it's always nice time to spend with family, and I love seeing my granddaughters. So that puts a smile on my face. How about yourself? What are you doing, Gary?
Well, I like going to the Boston Pops, and every year we get a table, and this year, my son and his children, my daughter and her children are coming, and me. We don't have more room than that. And the truth is, Sue kind of self-selected out and said, I'd like to have a break from it. In her view, it's the same show every year. I would say to you, yes, it is. That's what's nice about it. It's like when the Rockettes go down, in New York, you want them, kicking their legs up. You don't want them scurrying about doing a gymnastic routine. So it's go to the Rockettes. I'm sorry, go to the Rock. No, I actually did that one year. That's a whole nother story. It's go to the Pops. It's spend time with family. Try to make sure no one argues, which, when you have people from various places in life, they always tend to find something to jabber about. And, it's fine. It's fine. And this year in particular, we've got the political overtones of the president and who's going to be president, who was president. I had breakfast at the diner this morning, and President Biden has pardoned his son. Okay. Now, some people are outraged by that. Honestly, I'm not going to say I'm outraged. He's a dad. He did what he had to do as a dad.
You know what? I find it interesting, Gary, and it gets back to what my toast was this Thanksgiving. Every Thanksgiving I do a toast. And I think it's important that people keep things in perspective, which is that, it's the holiday season. It's a time to get together with family. It's a time to get together and be kind and give to others and to enjoy each other's company. Don't waste your time arguing over different personal views that you may have, because if you do that, you're wasting the time that you have. You have this moment, right? Traditions, like you're talking about with the Pops. I know that's a traditional thing for you. Enjoy that. Be in that moment. Be there with your family. Be present. And I think if people kind of keep that in mind and really think about how fortunate we all are to lead the lives that we do, it's amazing. And it's a good time for reflection of that, and just be happy and kind.
Right. Absolutely. We have a mutual friend whose name is Roberta. I talked to her this morning, and her father is in ICU and has been in ICU since before Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
And they're tweaking what they're doing with him. Let's leave it at that.
Yeah.
And she's in tears today. And I said, Roberta, I appreciate that what's going on with your dad is very distressing. At the same time, thank God you're there to help your dad, to advocate for him. I'm getting choked up now.
No, I know.
Because we don't all get that opportunity.
Right.
So, enjoy the time that you have.
Exactly. And she's such a giving person, and prayers out to Bob for, I sent something to her as well. Hopefully he'll come back from this and recover and heal. But she's doing a bang up job, and her husband as well. Richie did really, really great running. They run that program that you and I were working at, that community Thanksgiving dinner. And,
right.
Bob's done that for years, and I know if he could have, he would have, come right. There. If he could have, he would have. But in given where his health issues are right now, they did a fantastic job and are just such giving people. And
I wouldn't want to make Bob feel bad by saying we didn't miss you.
Yeah.
I would say, Bob, everyone was so well trained, it went off without a hitch.
And be proud of your daughter and son-in-law, for sure.
Right. All right, Brad. On that happy-go-lucky note.
Yeah. Well, listen, Gary, I hope you and Sue and your family have a wonderful, wonderful Christmas and holiday season. And I hope our listeners and viewers also have the same. And remember, this is time we have. Enjoy it. Be present. Be in the moment. And don't worry about this other stuff. It's all this political mumbo jumbo, all this other stuff that's out there, it's going to take care of itself anyway. You don't have any control over it. So be in the moment.
I asked Sue, I said, Sue, she says, what do you want for Christmas? What do you want for Hanukkah? And I said, you know what I want? One day with you, not on your phone.
That's a good one.
Just one day.
That's a good one.
So
I might steal that idea.
Well, I don't know if I'll get that. It was immediately met with, will you stay off your phone?
That's fair.
It is fair. All right.
Be well,
Happy
Gary.
holidays, everyone. We'll see you in the new year.
Bye.
Thank you for watching All Things Real Estate. If you do have any questions, feel free to reach out to Brad or Gary.